What's up, my friends? Dr. Bruce here, founder, 90 Day Sales Manager. Down here in South Beach, down in Miami for the very first time. Absolutely loving it. I can see what all the hype is about. It is truly beautiful. But I just have a quick motivational message for you. I had a Facebook post pop up. It was like one of those memory things 11 years ago to the date. I moved to Nashville for the first time to start grad school. And I want to share this story with you because, the plan that we always have on paper almost never goes the way that we think it's going to go, especially when you start something different. We all have these defining moments in our lives. We all start out with good intentions anytime we make a change. And something happened to me when I moved down to Nashville to start grad school. Basically I was told this position is yours. I packed everything that I owned into my expedition. I moved down there. And within the first week, I cannot get a hold of the graduate advisor. And basically what happened is the position fell through. Eventually I meet with him and he says, this position's no longer open. And I had this oh crap moment. I moved everything that I own to Nashville to start this new chapter from Michigan. I'm sleeping on a buddy's couch. And I just had to make a decision. Am I going to suck it up, buttercup, as my coach used to tell me, and go all in on my bigger future? Because at that point, the reality is I could have begged for my old job and gone back to Michigan, but I was ready for that next chapter. I was ready for my bigger future. Obviously, it doesn't help going to Nashville. It's a beautiful place. But that decision turned out to be one of the best and biggest and most important decisions of my life, in just saying, you know what, I moved down here for a reason. And truth be told, whenever you make a decision like that, you leave your family and your friends and you're like, bon voyage, I'm off to greener pastures, and it's almost kind of embarrassing for you to say, hey, this thing didn't work out either. So at that point, I just said, you know what, I'm going all in on my bigger future. And I think that's such an important part of whenever you make a change or whenever you commit to your bigger future, is you have to go all in. It has to be a must-have versus a nice-to-have for you in that process. And so many people have something to fall back on. And we don't have anything to fall back on for a lot of us when you're making that decision. And I just understood every day in my current role was an interview for my next role. And I was going to have to figure this out. And when you talk about momentum is just energy. It's moving in one direction or the other. It's either moving in a positive direction that you want it to go, or it's moving in a negative direction that you really don't want it to go. And at that point, it was moving obviously in the wrong direction. And so I had to get it moving in the right direction. And let me just tell this story because it really is quite fascinating. And, so I moved down there, I have this expedition, and the reason I tell you that is it cost me more money to go to a temp job than what I was actually making. But that's just not my DNA. It's not my character to sit on the sidelines and hope good things happen. And so I go work at this temp job. That temp job ends up turning into a sales position at a gym. My very first sales role. That sales role, it just so happened that the Nashville Sounds, the AAA affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers, their front office worked out of that gym. So I start smoozing them, and I get on their radar. That turns into a position with the Nashville Sounds, and it actually was the first time I ever started speaking publicly. I got a community relations assistantship, so I was going out with the mascot, speaking to hundreds, if not thousands of kids on these little skits. I was doing the on-field promo stuff for the team. That role then, I used that position to start inviting the graduate advisor and his family to come to games, to come to events, and giving him free tickets. That eventually turns into, okay, this position is open. And that guy basically saying, man, you're a hustler. I can tell that you're an absolute hustler and that you're willing to do whatever it takes for your bigger future. But when you're in the moment, when those things are happening, you're scared to death. And you're questioning every step of the way. Did I make the right decision? Am I going to make it? Right? But a lot of times, again, if you're all in and you're committed to your bigger future, you have no choice but to make it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when good things are going to happen for you. And the other part about this story that's really amazing is I became the first ever graduate teaching assistant to work on my doctorate without a master's. And the reason that's important is normally if you're a grad student working on your master's, you get a 9-month stipend. I got a 12-month stipend for double the salary, right? But it just goes to show, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, if you're willing to do the heavy lifting, and you're willing to go all in, it's not a matter of if you're going to be greeted with success. It's a matter of when you're going to be greeted with success. And we all start out with good intentions. Whenever we try something new, we have these defining moments in our life. I love the VH1, story behind the story, because we all have those moments. And if you ask anybody that eventually arrives to whatever destination that they're looking to get to, there's going to be those road bumps along the way. There's going to be those challenges. And someone somewhere needed to hear this message today, because you're going through something and you're maybe having second doubts and you're questioning whether or not you are all in. All right, just know that you're just as good, if not better, than anybody else out there. You might lack experience, you might lack opportunities, you might lack networks, but just keep pushing through. And eventually good things are going to happen. So that's my message for you. Sorry if it's loud. I'm out here, at a resort. There's planes flying out. There's people leaf blowing. But guys, just know that you have the goods. It's not a matter of if you're going to be successful. It's a matter of when. But we have to do the heavy lifting required to earn success, to earn opportunities that are out there for us. Have a great day.